Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. After years of hard work and fundraising, the Lib Young Centre opened its doors at a new location earlier this year. But today, the centre that provides support for those living with mental illness held its grand opening. As Naramanisa reports, it's not only providing a roof over clients' heads, it gives the chance to stay connected to the community.
This is my room.
This is Ruby Agama's apartment. The 29-year-old has called the Lib Young Centre home since mid-September. The North Battleford resident now resides in Lloydminster because of the centre.
I really like the community and I love Lib Young. We do lots of events and I've been learning things and lots of good stuff.
Ruby was diagnosed with bipolar and borderline personality disorder when she was only 18. She credits the centre for giving her a chance at living a normal life.
Compared to being on my own, I feel so much better. I sleep better at night. I'm comfortable. If I need help with something, there's always someone I can talk to as staff, and they help me out so much.
Meanwhile, over in the main lobby, dozens of people, including several dignitaries, were on hand for the grand opening. For Tammy Klotz, the new building has been a long time coming. The organization used to operate in a renovated duplex, but now the state-of-the-art facility is home to 20 different live-in suites and offers 24-hour services.
We talk about having that support so that individuals know that they are being supported, they know that they're not alone, they know that the programs are available and that the resources are there to keep them within their community and close to their families.
And for people like Ruby, she says she's grateful for the support she's receiving.
I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have this option to come here. I'm very glad to be here.
Naramanisa, Newcap News.
Well, hot-button issues were up for debate at last night's All Candidates Forum. Hopefuls voiced their opinions on nude entertainment, transportation, affordable housing, and infrastructure rose. And with the municipal election just days away, it was the perfect platform to find out a bit more about the 16 candidates in the running.
This is truly democracy in action.
It's standing room only at the Civic Center Auditorium. Close to 250 residents challenging 16 council candidates on some of the tough issues facing the border city.
We had a great variety of questions from the audience, so I think we were able to get a broad range of perspectives and opinions of each of the candidates.
And with 13 fresh faces now vying for spots, there's still lots of learning to do. One former man on the job says it isn't as easy as many hopefuls may think.
If anybody thinks they've got the answers, it's going to take years before they can get in that position. The experience I had after 13 years was you're still learning, and it's something that never stops.
Residents jotting down as much as they can to make an informed decision.
I still need to go through some of my pamphlets again and re-decide and, revisit them and decide who exactly I'm going to vote for.
And Mayor Mulligan, for the most part, optimistic of the possible makeup of his new team.
There's certainly 8 or 9 very good candidates up there that could fill the job tomorrow, and another 4 or 5 that could grow into it very easily.
But in the end, it's all in your hands, deciding who will represent your city for the next 4 years.
I learned that the candidates that I was kind of looking at, that they're the ones that I'm probably going to stick with.
And if nothing else, a great turnout, proving democracy really is in action right here in the border city.
We anticipated a large number of people because of the large number of candidates, but it was great to see the citizens of Lloydminster being out here concerned with our city.
And all the candidates' opinions and responses to questions posed at last night's forum are posted on our Facebook page. You can access it by logging onto that address right there on your screen. MP Leon Benoit's pension is in the spotlight. The Vegreville-Wainwright MP is in a war of words with the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. It says Benoit may be raking in just over $120,000 annually when he retires.
Mr. Benoit has taken a rather interesting approach to how to correct a record. He has called us wrong and incompetent, and we have, as a result, invited him to share with the public and share with CTS what his pension figures are.
But Benoit is disputing that figure.
I don't know what it would be if I retired today. I did kind of work through a formula about 3 years ago, and at that time it would have been $90,000 a year.
The Canadian Taxpayers Federation says if it is wrong, it will retract its calculations once MPs come forward with documented proof. Well, a Lashbourne boy is inspiring local communities to raise thousands. 6-year-old Preston Coolidge was diagnosed in January with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which leads to progressive muscle weakness. And as Kelsey Bloxham reports, with tremendous support behind his family, they were able to raise an astonishing amount for Muscular Dystrophy Canada.
It's been a long year for the Coolidge family. On top of countless visits to the doctor, they've been fundraising left, right, and center.
I want to find a cure. I want that Band-Aid for my son. He's doing well right now, and I need to keep it that way.
Today, in front of his entire school, Preston presented a check to Muscular Dystrophy Canada.
On behalf of Muscular Dystrophy, I am so pleased to accept this check that Preston's going to bring over to me. Can everyone read it? How much do you think this check says?
A check for over $46,000.
This money is actually being designated towards research. There is a researcher in Alberta who has been hired with the Garrett Cummings Research Chair, and he is doing a lot of work specifically with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. So this money will go towards funding his research.
And while the disease has no cure and no treatment, hope is on the horizon.
He's at the point where he's able to do some of the clinical trials on human cells, and the way that we've been updated that it's progressing the same way as it has done with mice as well as the mice cells. So it's optimistic within the next year that they'll be able to actually start applying sort of this Band-Aid cure.
There are so many kids, and we've had the opportunity to meet with different families with kids who have Duchenne and multiple other muscular dystrophies as well. And just make a difference for something that for years there's been nothing. It will be nice to try and find something.
Kelsey Bloxham, Newcap News.